The All, Motherboard, and More, or at leavittalone.com or at leavittalone, that's LeaVitttalone. And John's here to talk to you about consumption. Let's all give it up for John. Hello, comrades. Hello. We've been talking a lot about capitalism, and we've been talking a lot about consumption. And I think we've been avoiding dancing around the elephant in the room. And in defense of vegetarianism, it is argued that you cannot consume something that has a preference. A rock does not know whether or not it's being pushed down a road. An animal does. And you cannot consume something that has needs and wants, and that experiences suffering. The capital class has determined through its actions and its behaviors that it does not understand the suffering it creates. So the question we should be asking ourselves is not, is there ethical consumption under capitalism? There is, but we are all good Marxists here, so we will start with the dialectic. Thesis. The rich can eat whatever they want, be it people, property, caviar, whatever. Antithesis. The poor don't get enough to eat. They also don't get enough resources. They don't get enough health care. They don't get enough caviar. Thus, we reach synthesis.
Oh, no.
I know what you're saying. That sounds great. And in a perfect world, it would be possible, but we can't live in your perfect theories, John. It's not just a theory. Here are the numbers. Grind some bones to make some bread, people. Forbes, last count this year, gave about a billionaire ranking around the world of about 2,300. Now, the average human body contains about 200,000 calories in total. Do the math. Oh, wait, someone did. By theoretically eating all the world's billionaires, you could feed a person for 280 years. Or, more realistically, harvesting and using the full caloric potential of billionaires could give a town of 1,000 people a quarter of their necessary calories for a year. That's like Sacramento. Or, you could throw a barbecue for 100,000 people and give each of them a good pile of billionaire meat. But it's not a good barbecue if it's only meat, though, so you have to bring your own potato salad and bread and coleslaw, and you can probably stretch that out. I mean, we want the vegetarians to come too. And you could stretch it out by providing meat such as hamburgers, stew, delightful roast spreads, and blood pudding. He started it. But, again, we have to talk about this through a materialist action, which means, how do we eat the rich? There are lots of questions involved in eating the rich. It's what separates us from the animals, people. But the other problem is when you take a look at this menu, you may notice it has a couple problems, especially around the top, because a lot of these people, they're not very appetizing. They're either like too old, too ill, too old, not actually having human body parts anymore. And that's a problem, but we like to solve problems. And thankfully, there is already a pre-existing population of capitalists who support healthy lifestyles, who eat very well, are typically very active, and usually just younger and in good shape. But there are still more questions. See, it's not, do we eat Elon Musk? It's how do we eat Elon Musk? Related to this, there's this issue. You're not feeding the masses with that. That's like a school luncheon, maybe. And unlike smash and grab private equity copper stripping capitalists, we believe in investment. We're not going to just take these people, strip them dry, and just leave the bones for us. No, 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 no. We're going to invest. We're going to make a system out of this. We can't just do this. Thankfully, as Lenin tells us, the capitalists will give you the rope you use to hang them with. So once again, Silicon Valley has given us the solution to our skinny, emaciated plutocrat problem. The headquarters campus style of Google and Amazon provides a perfect location to store and house our capitalists. They will be fed on exclusively grain for about 6 months, which is the usual process when you're dealing with wild-caught game in order to remove any toxins. And they'll have a very well-stocked environment. They'll never have to leave their entertainment zones. They can just sit around all day, surfing. Really, it's charity, what we're doing. On that last note, there is a problem with cannibalism. I know, it's difficult. But there is a problem with cannibalism we have to talk about. Prion diseases. Now, prion diseases, such as Kuraku or what is typically called mad cow, they are caused by eating the spinal fluid or brain matter of an infected agent. And I'm pretty sure we don't want to eat any of these people's brains. It's not a good idea. Thankfully, there already exists a very good culinary technique to quickly remove the brain from the process. Yes. Thank you, and bon appetit.